wait for you to come our way. Simon Ekpa, you dey fight like lion, keeping Biafra safe from Zion. Oh mama Biafra, your children they cry. Finland free our prime minister, we no go lie. Our enemy they try to annihilate. Free am now before it's too late. Freedom no be small something. Now waiting we dey demand without fronting. Biafra land we want them strong. We Simon Ekpa we go march along. From the east to the west we dey shout, Mama Biafra, yeah, I'll call no doubt. Enemies close, but we stand up tall. Together we rise, we no go follow. Oh Mama Biafra, your children they cry. Finland free our prime minister, we no go lie. Our enemy they try to annihilate. Free am now before it's too late. In unity we go dey strive, fight for freedom we go alive. With courage and strength we dey fight. Mama Biafra, our guiding light. Your children they cry. Finland free our prime minister, we no go lie. Our enemy they try to annihilate. Free am now before it's too late. Freedom no be small something. Now waiting we dey demand without fronting. Biafra land we want them strong. Simon Ekpa, we go march along. From the east to the west we dey shout, Mama Biafra, yeah, I call no doubt. Enemies close but we stand tall. Together we rise, we no go fall. Oja maka Biafra. We don't put our eye on you. Simon Ekpa.
Witness me. I want to remain in the spirit because we must worship heaven. We answer your name, O Lord of hosts. Everything about us is designed to offer glory unto thee. We have atoned for our sins last year. This very year we have not only atoned for our sins, we have sealed, we have shed blood, they have shed our blood. We have let our sacrifice be made unto thee. Even on the 30th of August, as we are being felled by the bullets of the enemy, by the workers of iniquity and of darkness, we remain very strong today to beckon upon thee, to ask you for your mercy and for your grace, to ensure that your kingdom is restored upon the face of the earth, that you can bring your healing hand to bear upon the life of those of them that you created for one singular purpose, and that purpose alone, which is to worship you in truth and in every honesty. Is there any way that we have erred? Is there any way that our ancestors may have sinned? We confess before a congregation of the whole of humanity to ask you, oh Lord of hosts, to have mercy on us. You must have mercy upon us. We have suffered enough. We have been subjugated enough. We have been tortured enough. We have been imprisoned enough. We did not do these people anything. Our only crime is to answer your name. Our only crime is to be born your children. Our only crime is to excel at everything that we place our hands into. Our only crime is to exhibit your glory and your blessing, which manifestedly is upon our lives every blessed day. That is why they want to kill us. That is why the British want to join those of them who don't know you to destroy your creation and your inheritance. You will not allow shame to befall your name. You will not allow the enemies to triumph over the lives of your children, because you created us to exist, to worship, to honor, and to praise you. That is exactly what we are going to do when this Biafra comes. It will come in truth and in every honesty, because we remain every blessed day whiter than white and whiter than snow. Is there any way that we have sinned that you cannot forgive us our trespasses, to enable us to fulfill your own word, which was spoken thousands of years ago, that instead of what you promised not to come to pass, that heaven and earth will cease to exist? You opened your mouth to bless mankind to the coming of Yahweh Yeshua, who came here and said, let your kingdom come on earth as it is in heaven. Those words can never be in vain, because they are anchored upon your holiness and your magnificence. That is why in the end we know that Biafra will come, that these children that we have given birth to all over the world, and their children, and their children, and their children, as long as they give birth to them and they are Biafrans, they will worship you in truth and honesty. Through this very work we are doing, mankind will come to understand you. Let your miracle be wrought in our lives. Let us witness and behold your magnificence, your holiness, your mystery, and your grace under our command. O Lord of hosts, we call upon you. We call upon you to heal. We call upon you to provide succor to those of them who are inconsolable. We ask you to come and strengthen those who are weak. We ask you to restore hope where there is hopelessness. We ask you for inclusion where there is destitution. We ask you for one brotherhood, one camaraderie, one bone, one blood, and one flesh of your children. The Efiks and the Bibios, the Izon, the Shekiri, the Isobos, and also those of them from Isoko. We are traveling all the way to the lands of Igala. We are moving on from there to Idoma, to Igede, to the territories of the Igbo land. All these places we dedicate unto thee. All these lands of yours, we ask you to cover it with your mercy, because Biafra will come, and when it does, we will dance on the streets. I'm telling you, by the time that we are done, humanity will think that we are mad, we are drunk in your glory, and rightfully so, because your kingdom will come to rest upon this very earth. That very kingdom is the unadulterated, non-negotiable sovereignty of the Republic of Biafra, that your will may be fulfilled in our time. All this we pray, all this we ask for, in no other name apart from that name that belongs to you. He said,
unless you understand your role in society, you can never ever make any meaningful contribution. According to the Greeks, there are three types of people on this earth: the idiots, the tribesmen, and the citizens. People don't know the meaning of the word idiot. They think it's an insult. It's not an insult. When the Greeks used the word idiots, they did not use it as a curse word. Idiots are people who just do not care. That is the original meaning of the word. If they write exams, they will cheat. If they are in government, they will steal. An idiot does not care at all. If he eats banana, he throws the peel anywhere instead of putting it in a trash can. According to the Greeks, some societies have more idiots than tribesmen and citizens. As I used to say before, Nigeria is full of idiots. Idiots.
before, Southern Sudan fought a war for 30 years. 30. Our own was only 3 years. Only our also. 3 years only. Everybody ran away. Only 3 years. We don't want to build men that at the slightest sight of difficulty, they run away. We want to weed out all the chaffs. We need those that can sustain, those who are relentless in the pursuit of our freedom until our freedom comes. No retreat and no surrender. How do you get them?
Buying and selling has put us into wait and take business in anything we want to do. Whatever that will take us time, we don't want it again.
Nobody wants
the problem with people.
You know your people, at the slightest sign of difficulty, because they are used to buying and selling, they will run away.
Somebody is telling me here, he doesn't want to even go back to that zoo set or whatever.
You must understand this. The greatest task on this very earth is to get a black man to reason like a human being. The same way, it's just like trying to keep an Igbo man away from gossip. Hey, it's impossible now. Come on, for goodness sake. How can you keep an Igbo man away from gossip? Oh no, please, give me a break. Anywhere there is gossip, you find them there. Gossip, the gossip, is sweeter than honey from Igbo man. Gossip. Unverified rumors and gossip is like honey to them. That is how hard it is trying to remove the bottle from the mouth of a baby saboteur. Is as hard as trying to get a black man to reason properly.
All right. So we are reading from the book of Obadiah, from chapter 1 from verse 10. He said, "For violence against your brother Jacob, for violence against your brother Jacob, shame shall cover you, and you shall be cut off forever." Are you all listening? Let me repeat it again. The book of Obadiah, chapter 1, verse 10, say, "For violence against your brother Jacob, shame shall cover you, and you shall be cut off forever." All of you have seen the way the people who claim to be fighting for Biafra, you know that this is a special week we are, okay? What has happened today? Some of them, all the things they have done in the past, they have gone back to it and start taking glory. They are taking glory. After they wage violence against their own brother. Let me read from 11. In this one, go to Nigeria. In the day that you stood on the other side, in the day that you stood on the other side, in the day that strangers carried captive his forces, when foreigners entered his gate and cast lot for Jerusalem, even you were as one of them. Hey! Are you people following? The book of Obadiah, chapter 1, verse 11, say, in the day that you stood on the other side, in the day that strangers, Fulani government and their politicians, strangers carried captive his forces, when strangers entered his gate, when strangers entered our land and they cast lots for Jerusalem, even you, the people that claim they are fighting for Biafra, even you were one of them. Even you were one of the strangers. Even you were one of those who have come to carry the forces captive. Those who say Simon Ekpa is their problem, Simon Ekpa will remain your problem. Those who say Biafra will not come, you will not live to see Biafra. Or for Aijaga. I told them, Nkita na church ubosowa de anjo. I am not a gentleman. Do not think that I'm a gentleman because I have been voted as a Biafra Prime Minister of the Biafra Republic government in exile. I am not that kind of Prime Minister of a state that is an independent state. A Prime Minister is a Prime Minister of freedom fighting, of a country that is in exile, still fighting for freedom. So do not think, because I'm wearing suit, you will do anyhow and you go free with it. No. I'm a no-nonsense person. And I will hunt you with everything in me, legally and otherwise, when I want to. So those who make Simon Ekpa their problem, Simon Ekpa will indeed be your problem. And everything that follows me will be your problem. It is very, very funny that some people, after having had the opportunity to sit in a meeting with me and know how I handle things, they allow the devil to possess them. And they begin to make mess of themselves. They fired the first shot, they failed. They fired the second shot, they failed. And they know that I never miss a target. I never miss a target. And I will never miss a target. I will strike when you least expected. Today, why Nigeria are killing Nigerians who believe in Nigeria, protesting they are killing them, it is only Biafrans that have not fallen victim. For the wisdom of the government of Biafra, that the only thing we know is to protect the life of our people, we go to any extent to do that. And today, the political criminals are speaking. They like good things. But inside themselves, they know it is possible only by the Biafra government. Nobody listens to them. If we have called for protest, Ali Igbo will be burned. I am telling you, everywhere will be burned.
but we said, we know Nigeria is not our concern. And because of this,
all of us Biafrans in the British cabinet, the Defense of Homeland, the Biafran Liberation Forces, the Biafran Army, we have vowed in our life, we are going to continue this same call, this same place that our Prime Minister Simon Ekpa has. Nobody will stop that. I want to let Biafrans know that our Prime Minister Simon Ekpa has set all the structures in place for Biafra restoration from the beginning to the end. Only one under his leadership, His Excellency Simon Ekpa. Anybody that is confusing anyone or telling you there is another, no, there is nothing. There's just one recognized by His Excellency Simon Ekpa. And we can pray. Once he has that communication, Biafrans, we understand that Obato Obie does not take no crap from nobody. No matter who you are, you must respect that authority. That authority is the only thing that can protect all of us. But we thank God, somebody said this is a transition period. If these things does not happen, Biafrans will not know who is following our Prime Minister, who wants him to fail, who wants him to be out. So this moment is ordained to happen so that Biafrans will know who is who in this restoration process. So on that note, I welcome everyone. Two email addresses attached to that place. That is the only place you can send your email if you are interested in joining the Biafra Security, Military, Defense Force, and all that. Only through the email. There is no form for now that is out there by the United States of Biafra for recruitment into security, defense, liberation army. No form at all. Anywhere you see any form, anywhere in homeland, just know it's from the criminals. Do not fill the form. We see the criminals parading and telling people to voluntarily join. That is criminal. It is not from the United States of Biafra government. All the foot soldiers that are working for the United States of Biafra, they have been sending their application using the approved email in that memo that was sent out for the recruitment of Biafra military and security. And if you go to that memo, there are only 2 emails. Send your request to that email. There is a team that is processing that. There are people that are going to do the interview. They will call you, follow up with you before they can even do anything. Please, for now, any form you see parading in homeland for people to join Biafra military, just know that it's from the criminal elements. Do not join them. Thank you so much. Talk about a CRC committee that has been officially dissolved by the Biafra Republic government in exile in a constituted meeting with a vote of 20-9. That committee was dissolved. Then these lobbies went ahead to post on Twitter that the CRC appointed somebody else. I mean, the analysis by our legal department on the action of these lobbies is really very, very grave. I don't know if that lobbies have realized the degree of the harm he did, not just to his profession, but also he tried to do to the government. But thank God, the government has all the documents to prove our case and to prove what we are doing. We have all the documents, and this lobbyist is aware of that. This lobbyist is aware that the United States of Biafra used to be Biafra Republic government in exile, and our Prime Minister hired him to work for the government. He is fully aware of that. He is fully aware that the Constitution of the United States of Biafra, my signature is there. And this individual he's promoting online, he has no signature in the Constitution of the United States of Biafra. This lobbyist knows that the declaration of the independent state of Biafra, which happened in Finland, has the signature and the name of only 2 individuals, myself, and the Prime Minister, His Excellency Simon Ekpa. This lobbyist has those documents, but he went on Twitter to misinform people that there was a CRC, that a dissolved CRC that met to appoint somebody. This is very, very dangerous. This lobbyist knows the Biafra currency, my signature is there. And this individual deceiving Biafrans, his signature is nowhere in all these documents I am listing. So assuming you as a lobbyist, you want to present Biafra legally to a foreign nation, to a foreign country, which documents are you going to use? Who are you going to call? Whose signatures are there? If you think you don't know, let's presume you are a 17-year-old child, you don't know. But you went on Twitter to post the rubbish you posted. The Biafra Helsinki Charter last year, my signature is there. This misinformation you pass on in Twitter, you know that individual, his signature is nowhere. Our Ambazonia Biafra, a memorandum of understanding we signed last year, my signature is there. Other members here, few people here, their signature is also in that document. The individual, this lobbyist, you think you are promoting, you've already gone down with him. He has dragged you down. And so shall it be. Anybody that truly is a Biafran, that follows this individual, you will go down with him. That is a promise I'm giving you. Thank you so much. Ugo, go ahead.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Thank you so much for joining me on this program, wherever you are watching from. When I send out the greeting good morning, I am greeting according to Biafran time. But nevertheless, wherever you are watching this program from, I say good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Accept my greetings according to your time zone. If you have not yet followed or subscribed to this channel, I don't know what you're waiting for. Please do so immediately. Also, make sure you like and share this program. It is very important that you bring at least one person to this program. You must not watch this program alone. Each time you join us on this program, make sure you bring somebody along with you. And before we proceed, for the sake of those who are joining us for the very first time in this platform where you are watching this program is a platform that is under the United States of Biafra. The United States of Biafra, the youngest nation in the world, which was declared on the 29th of November, 2024. This platform represents the United States of Biafra under the command of our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa, and on the supreme command of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Today, under the order of Dr. Ngozi Orabueze, COS, the Deputy Prime Minister interim. In this very platform, we do not come here to instigate violence. We do not come here to preach hate. We don't come here to attack people. We do not come here for propaganda or blackmail or saga. We do not come here to go against any religion or race. All we are doing here is to create awareness to the world on the situation in Biafra land and in Nigeria as a whole. In this platform, we expose the war that is going on in Biafra land that the government of Nigeria is hiding. We expose the atrocities of the government of Nigeria against Biafrans. And most importantly, we encourage Biafrans in this platform to continue to hold onto their legitimate rights, the right to self-determination, the right to self-defense, and the right to life. These rights are rights that are supported by international law. These rights are supported by African peoples and human rights law. Surprisingly, these rights are also supported by Nigerian law itself. But it's unfortunate that when we try to uphold these rights for ourselves as Biafrans, they tag us name. They come after us. Many of us lose our life for asking for our rights. They take the life of many of our brothers and sisters, children, old and young mothers, simply because we are demanding for our rights. But will that make us to stop? It won't stop us. My fellow Biafrans, remember that this program we conduct every morning is always an interactive program, a time when we come to interact with the world. If you are watching me from Facebook or you are watching me from TikTok, if you want to join me on stage to ask a question, to make a contribution, to say a prayer, please do so. But you can only do that on David Harbour channel in YouTube. So wherever you are watching from, please do connect with us on David Harbour channel on YouTube. When you join David Harbour channel on YouTube, you are going to see a link on the comment section. All you need to do is to follow the link on the comment section, click on that link, and you will find your way inside. Then you can be able to ask your question, make your contributions, and say your prayers. The only thing that qualifies you to join me on stage is for you to be human. As long as you are a human being, you are welcome. You can join me on David Harbour channel on YouTube. You come in there and make your points. It is very important because this platform is meant to propagate freedom. And as long as you are genuinely seeking for freedom, regardless your race, your location, or your belief, we are with you and we can walk along with you. So feel free to click the link and join us and make your contribution. All we ask is that when you are coming up to join us on this platform, make sure you conduct yourself very well. You must cover up yourself. You don't have to be naked to join us. You must put on some clothes because the whole world is watching. The members of the cabinet of United States of Biafra are watching. The Deputy Prime Minister is watching us, and I bet you our Prime Minister is also observing whatever we are doing in this platform. The whole world is watching. Children are also paying attention. So when you are coming on this platform, try to conduct yourself. Secondly, when you are speaking in this platform, make sure you present your case in a very civil manner. It will not do you any good when you come online and spend hours and nobody understands a single word from what you are saying due to your utterances. That is why when you join us, we urge you to please speak in a very civil manner. It doesn't matter how angry you are. It doesn't matter how dissatisfied you are. It doesn't matter the pressure you are going through. Whatever you are going through, whatever be your ideology, whatever be your concern or your trouble, just feel free, join us on this very platform, and you will be allowed to make your points, but do it in a civil manner. Because we are not going to create another zoo. We want to create a nation where everyone will be reasonable and responsible. If you feel you have a superior argument to whatever I'm saying here. It is not mandatory that you must join me. It's not mandatory you must accept what I say. If you feel you have a superior argument, do yourself a favor, click the link, join me on stage. Let the whole world judge between us. The link is there. There's no point you being on the comment section and ranting. Your rant on the comment section will not make sense. It only shows that you are a coward because you cannot defend what you are writing. So when I see some coward on the comment section writing, I feel pity for them because these are individuals who are hiding under the keyboard and they are not bold enough to defend what they actually say or to defend what they actually claim to stand for. If you are man enough or woman enough and you feel you have a superior argument, the link is there. There is no restriction in this very platform for anybody. As long as you're a human being, click the link, come in and make your point. Let the world judge. At the end of the day, you show the world how smart you are, or you show them how foolish you have always been. So I welcome everyone that have joined me so far. I say, may Chukwu Okike Abiyama continue to guide and protect every one of us. My fellow Biafrans, Happy New Year once again. It is the second day of the year, second day of January 2025. The year has kicked off and time waits for no one. Time waits for no one. We have to move as the time is moving. So my fellow Biafrans that is watching wherever you are watching me from, we have a task ahead of us. And we must focus on that task. Do not allow yourself to be distracted. We know there is going to be a lot of distractions. The distractions are already coming from east, from west, from north, from south. But I urge you not to get distracted. Regardless what you hear, regardless what the people say, regardless the attack that comes from all corners or all angles, do not get distracted. Be focused. Be focused. Don't allow yourself to get distracted. We have to focus on nursing the new nation that has been given birth to. The youngest nation in the world, which is now a month plus old. That nation is the United States of Biafra, the youngest nation on the planet Earth. And it is time for every one of us to put our hands together, do everything we can to see that that nation grows to the level we want it to grow. We know there are challenges here and there. There are challenges from east, west, north, and south. The enemies who have seen the light of Africa that is rising from Biafra, they can't stand it, and they are fighting it. For those who are Christian, it's just like when Christ was born, the star rose in the east, and the three wise men went to see the star. In the process, Herod realized that a new king is born, and he couldn't stand it. What did he do? He began to plan by all means necessary to see that that new born king is destroyed. Herod tried as much as he can. In the process, many innocent children lost their life. But that newborn king was saved. Today, a newborn nation is in our hands, and we have to secure and save it. The Herods of today are now attacking the newborn nation. They are waging their war inside and outside. And some of us are actually getting distracted. I thought that the most important thing in the mind and heart of every Biafran should be how to protect and defend the United States of Biafra. Every one of us went to Finland at the declaration of Biafra, and we were all happy, we celebrated. As we were celebrating, we know that the enemies will never be happy. You know what happens in the zoo. The zoo does not want to see anything good come from Biafra land. You have always known that whenever they see us, the Biafrans, rejoicing and coming to speak in one mind, they get agitated, they become afraid, and they begin to do everything they can to see that they stop the move. This is not the first time. It has happened again and again and again, and it will continue to happen. But unfortunately, some of us are giving room or giving ears to these kind of issues when they come along. There is no child in Biafra land today that is up to 18 years that does not know the challenges that people in Biafra land are facing, more especially the Igbo Biafrans. Every child that is born in that location knows the challenge they are facing. It is not difficult to notice, but it's surprised that some of us, instead of focusing on how to deal with those challenges, we are busy creating chaos in a project that is meant to save us. We allow the enemies to use us to destroy something that has been built for our own favor. The freedom we are pursuing is for the interest of all. Not just for the Biafran people, not just for the Igbos, not even just for the indigenous people in Nigeria. It is for Africans in general. If Biafra succeed, Africa succeed. Just like our Prime Minister Mazi Samarako said, in Biafra, Africa died. And in Biafra, Africa will resurrect. That word is deep, but it is the truth. The truth and nothing but the truth. Biafra is the light of Africa and the light of the world in extension. Biafrans are scattered all over the world and they are doing great wherever they are. When you hear about Nigerians doing exploits where they are, go and check. Those people they are talking about are Biafrans. Anywhere you see Nigeria making a record, go and check. Those people must be Biafrans. We have Biafrans scattered all over the world, doing amazingly well. We have Biafrans in top offices of the world. We have Biafran scientists. We have Biafran doctors, first-class doctors. We have Biafran entrepreneurs, first class. We have Biafrans in every areas of life across the world, not in the zoo. It's unfortunate that the way Biafrans are doing exploit across the world, yet in Nigeria, they are not recognized. Nigeria only sits on the name of the Biafran people to promote themselves. Nigeria is only riding on the name of the Biafran people to promote their evil agenda and their fraud. But when it comes in the real sense, they will never remind you that the people that made them what they are today is Biafra land. Every success that Nigeria have made abroad, 70% is from the Biafra people. And about 20% is from probably the Oduduwa land. And the other 10% you can find somewhere else. You can check up your data, make your research, and find out if I'm speaking the truth or not. It is not being proud, neither is it being trying to lord myself over anybody. No, it is the truth and nothing but the truth. No matter how you try to run away from it, it is the truth. If you can tell yourself the truth within the area where you are now watching me, wherever you are watching me, within that area where you're watching me, in the village where you're watching me, in the locality where you're watching me, in the state, in the country where you're watching me, just look around you. How many Biafrans do you see around? And among the Biafrans you see around, among the successful people you see, they call Nigerians. Where are they from? The successful people you see in that country where you are that they call Nigerians, where are they from? These are Biafrans. Nigeria has taken away their names without giving them the recognition they deserve. Instead of giving that recognition, they continue to destroy, continue to annihilate, continue to intimidate, oppress, and commit genocide in Biafra land, even as we speak. There are a series of videos that we can share, but unfortunately, we cannot share those videos on the social media due to restrictions. The atrocities the Nigerian government is committing in Biafra land against innocent children, innocent women, mothers or sisters being raped, being murdered in cold blood. Young men lose their lives simply because they are Biafrans. You know, when we say these things, people think we are over exaggerating or we are just trying to make up things. That is why when I preach, I ask you, if you are an investigative journalist, I urge you in the name of God, if you are an investigative journalist, please take your time to fly into Nigeria and go to the old southeastern region, the Biafra land. Go there and make verification by yourself. Whatever you see, kindly come and give an independent report on what you have seen. Do not base your judgment on what we say. All we are doing here is to create awareness. There are lots of independent media out there, independent journalists. Go to Biafra land, make verifications, make findings by yourself, and give your report. But unfortunately, nobody is paying attention for a reason best known to them. We know that African issues are never taken serious. African issues are never taken serious. They don't count Africa as those who are part of what is happening in the world. That is why nobody takes our issue serious. As we speak, more people are dying in Nigeria than they are dying in the war zone. More people are losing their life in Nigeria every single day, more than the people that are losing their life in war-torn zone. There is no part of this world where you can compare the loss of life you have in Nigeria to. And most of this loss of life are Christians, Biafrans. Christians and Biafrans. One of the disservices the media of Nigeria have done and the government is to cage this information, and they never allow their conventional media to report it. And no international media is paying attention to this evil. The only place where we have the opportunity to speak about these issues is on social media. That is why most of us are coming out on a daily basis to speak about these atrocities. There are a whole lot of atrocities happening in Biafra land, even as we speak. Nobody is paying attention. Nobody is showing concern. The international communities that have interest in Nigeria are only interested on the mineral resources. The contraption called Nigeria has been contracted by the British. Is one of the richest nations in terms of mineral resources. But in that same place, that's where you find the poorest people in the planet Earth. The colonial master walk in and take the resources back to themselves and do whatever they feel like it. Then they force you to agree to continue to remain together until that it doesn't work. When we come out and we call for the end of the zoological republic called Nigeria, they call us names. when we prefer solution, instead of the government of Nigeria, listen to this solution, instead of the world supporting this solution for a safer world for every one of us to save life, they never support it. The only solution to the issue in Nigeria today remains the disintegration of the Zoological Republic. Removal of that contraption that was placed by the British. The destruction of that British company called Nigeria. The British came into a location and forced people of diverse views, people that does not have anything in common, they forced them to come together and remain together. And since then till date, it has been chaos, loss of life on daily basis. Nigeria is not a nation and has never been a nation. Nigeria has not been united and will never be united. Because people you are forcing together are people that have different value system. There's no way you can force people with different value system into one place and you expect them to work. It is not possible. The whole world knows that Nigeria is not workable. The British that created this very contraction regretted for it. At a point in time, they regretted. They wrote in their daily times, many of their experts wrote, that experiment that was conducted by the British in Nigeria is a false and dangerous one, and it's causing lives. They use human beings to experiment, forcing people that doesn't have anything in common together and continue to force them together. That has always been loss of life, disunity, chaos, backwardness, failure, insecurity, terrorism. And yet, the British doesn't want to let loose. Simply because of their own selfish interest. They create the chaos so that it can be easier for them to steal. That is why they support every fraudulent government that comes up will always be supported by the British. A government that the British people will never support, they support it in Nigeria. Take, for example, Muhammadu Buhari. Muhammadu Buhari is not qualified to be a village headmaster. He is not qualified to be a village headmaster. But yet, the British supported him to become the president of Nigeria. The United States, through Obama, supported him to be the president of Nigeria. Something they cannot tolerate in their own country. Somebody like Buhari has no place in the United States politics. Not just contesting for it. You have no place in United States politics. Not even a councillor, you're not qualified. But they support that evil in Nigeria. And when the time of Buhari came, we thought we have seen it all. Everybody thought that that is the end of it. You can never see something worse than Buhari. But today, you have seen something that is worse than Buhari. The drug baron in Asorok today, Tinubu, a man that nobody knows his age, a man that nobody knows his source of income, a man that nobody knew his nationality or where he got educated, and yet he was able to buy himself through and became the president of that contraption called Nigeria to run the company of the British, and the British endorsed them. Also, the Democrat in the United States endorsed them also. Something that they cannot allow to happen in their own country. In fact, in the US or in the UK, Tinubu will not dare to contend for any public office. He's a man who is supposed to be in jail. His place remains in jail. He has no qualification to contest for any political office. But in Nigeria, he's somebody they celebrate today. You see people who call themselves professors. They come and make a case for him. They speak on his behalf. They fight for him. They dobale for him. and you expect that to have a better country, you are a dreamer. Can you imagine in a time where the whole African countries are running away from their colonial masters? The colonial masters that have kept them down, stole their resources, and made sure they did not grow. African countries are running away from their colonial masters, separating themselves entirely from the colonial masters by fire, by force. Niger have done that. Mali have done so. Burkina Faso have done it. But what did you see in Nigeria? In Nigeria, the drug baron in Asorok is bringing in more colonial masters to take charge in the affairs in Nigeria, to dictate and decide what happens in Nigeria. Today, Tinubu is inviting France, of all people, the most deadly colonialist, France. That is what Tinubu is inviting, giving them a military base in the Zoological Republic called Nigeria. And some people are still pretending they are not seeing it. As for us Biafrans, we are gone and we are gone for good. I pity those of them who are in the other regions and they pretend not to see what is happening. If you are from Oduduwa land, it is time to wake up and face the reality of today. You are from the Middle Belt, it is time to wake up and face the reality of the day. You are from Arewa, it is time for you to wake up. The Biafran people, we are exceptional people. You know why some people see us as troublemakers, or they see us as we talk too much. We talk too much because we cannot allow evil to foster. Whenever we see evil, we speak out, whether among us or outside us. That is why when you hear the issue of Biafra and certain things that happen, it will seem as if it is something that has never happened anywhere on the planet Earth. There is nothing that is happening today, even among us as Biafra, that is not happening in other places. Worse things are happening. But because people are expecting us to be excellent in whatever we do, because we are, that is why it seems as if we are not doing better. Nigerian government committed a crime against the Biafran people. They sponsored hatred against the Biafran people. The British used the Fulanese to preach hatred against Biafran people. The hatred that started even before the Civil War, before the independence. We saw Ahmadu Bello where he was lamenting. Why is it that it is the Biafran people, more especially the Igbo Biafrans, why is it that they are the ones in all the offices? And he used the language dominate. Every single Biafran in Nigeria attend to any height you find them based on their qualification. When Ahmadu Bello was lamenting that the Biafrans occupy everywhere, Igbo Biafrans occupy all the offices, it wasn't because it was a regional issue. No. It wasn't because they were favored. No. It is based on their qualifications, based on what they can offer, based on their hard work. They were everywhere. You go to the military, they are everywhere. You go to all the officials, administration offices, they are there. Very hardworking. But instead of this Janjaweed to engage in a healthy competition and the rest of Nigerians, they began to preach hate against the Biafrans. They were able to capture the Middle Belt. And they turned the Middle Beltans against the Biafrans, and the Middle Beltans rose up and began to speak against Biafra, even when they had no encounter with Biafrans. We had no issue with the Middle Beltans. But the Fulani Janjaweed went and began to preach to them that we want to dominate them, we want to take over. Biafra must not be allowed to succeed. More especially the Igbo Biafrans. It became a slogan in Nigeria. It became an unwritten constitution in Nigeria that no Biafra, more especially Igbo Biafra, must be allowed to succeed. They build hindrances in everything we put our hands into. Nigeria will always put an obstacle. In everything a Biafran does, Nigeria will build barriers. In our businesses, there are numerous barriers, uncountable barriers in the business in Nigeria. If Nigeria were to be a free country, if Nigeria were to be a sane country, the Igbo Biafrans will be doing greater than they are doing today. What you are seeing as them holding the economy is nonsense. See, that's nothing. The government of Nigeria is holding them down, and that is why the economy is suffering. If the Nigerian government can put in place policies that will favor the businessmen in Nigeria, I bet you Nigeria will not talk of petroleum. But they are focusing on making sure that a Biafran does not succeed. They are much more interested in keeping a Biafran down. But when you think you are doing that to a Biafran, you don't know that you are doing it to yourself. When you're holding somebody on the ground, if that person doesn't stand, you that is holding him will not stand. When you're holding somebody on the ground, maybe in a wrestling battle, you hold somebody, you are down. As long as that person remains down, you will be down. You can only stand when the person stands. And that is how life is. What the Zoological Republic is suffering today is because of the atrocities they committed against the Biafran people. The genocide they committed against Biafran people. The innocent children's mothers, sisters, brothers, that they took their life in Nigeria. That is why Nigeria will never ever know peace nor succeed. Nigeria will never succeed. Because of their hatred, they put in place policies that will make sure that people do not succeed. The target of putting those policies were the Biafrans. In the process of targeting Biafrans, they put in policies that have held them down. The constitution of Nigeria is the most fraudulent constitution you can ever think about. And when we talk about this, their 1999 constitution, it is so fraudulent and so evil that every human being can see it, that this constitution cannot bring peace, cannot bring progress, cannot bring success. And it is not as if I am saying it. In their own parliament, somebody said this word. In the Senate, a senator stood up in the House of Senate and told them that the Zoological Republic of Nigeria will never know peace. They will never know success or progress until they throw away that thing they are calling constitution. It is not. That thing is only meant to keep the people down. And the people they are targeting to keep down is the Biafran people. In the process, they kept the country stagnant. Because Biafra land is the egg, is the fowl that lays the golden egg in Nigeria. Without Biafra, there is no Nigeria. Without the old southeastern region, there is no Nigeria. The Nigeria you are hearing as a giant, the Nigeria you are hearing as whatever you are describing them as, it is the old southeastern region. Without the old southeastern region, they are nowhere to be found. And then trying to hold them down to make sure we don't succeed. They have kept themselves stagnant, and we continue to forge ahead. The evil of the zoo is foundational, and the only solution is to destroy it. If you don't know the rate of the damage that is in the zoo, I want to play this video for you to hear from a senator about the evil constitution that is there. And there is no plan whatsoever to change that constitution. Instead, they are cementing it and bringing more things that have to do with keeping people down. Instead of looking for a way to solve a problem, what you are hearing today is bringing Sharia law into the country, introducing Sharia law into states. And you are there. You think Biafra is your problem. You are from Ududua, you are from Middle Belt, you think Biafra is your problem. Sorry. Sorry. Very, very sorry. It will be too late before you realize where you are. For us Biafrans, we are gone. Biafra has been declared on the 29th of November, and there's no going back. The process of recognition is ongoing. It doesn't matter how long it takes. We are already gone, and we are much more prepared than any other region. I want you to listen to this.
One of us quoted from this constitution and went ahead to make prescription for how to move forward. I dare to tell this nation today that this is the problem. This constitution can never give us progress. This constitution can never give us peace. This constitution can never give us unity. And unfortunately, most of us in this National Assembly, we don't have the spine to face what we need to give this republic to have peace and progress. What do I mean? This constitution has 68 items. 68 on the exclusive list. This constitution has only 12 on the concurrent list. And those 12 are written so nebulously, so fraudulently, that you know that the intention is to even undermine those concurrent lists.
Now you heard it. You know, when we come on social media to talk, some of you feel that we're making words up. The person that is speaking there is a senator in the House of Senate making that comment. Has anything changed since then? Nothing has changed. It's been years he said that. Instead, it is getting worse. Instead of thinking of the way to make things right, they are making it get worse. Today, what you are hearing in their debate is establishing Sharia law across the whole country. And they're going ahead to do it without mind. They don't care what you think or how you feel. And some of you are still sitting there thinking that your brother is your problem. It is sad. But I bet you we have gone too far. Just like Mazen Nandekano said, we have crossed the Rubicon. Our student Mazen Nandekano was the person that did a very great job. The evangelism he made was massive. Through his evangelism, many people woke up. Many of us came online and we began to speak. Many of us were educated. The Biafrans began to demand for their rights openly. Ududua began to demand for their rights openly. The Middle Belt began to demand for their rights openly. The Hausas began to demand for their rights openly. To an extent, even the Middle Belt came out to apologize to Biafrans for the crime they committed against us during the Civil War. The Middle Belt, they came out and they apologized. Some of you have forgotten. In that same country, Middle Belt came out and they apologized to Biafra on the role they played during the genocide. How they supported the Fulani Janjaweed and the British to take the life of innocent Biafrans, Biafran children. They apologized because a curse was laid on them that whoever participated in those atrocities against the Biafrans, you are going to receive it back in 100-fold. In whichever way you participated in that genocide against the Biafran people, your own region will face double, triple, 10 times what the Biafran people have faced. And you saw what was happening in the Middle Belt. You see the way the Fulani Janjaweed are ravaging the Middle Belt. You see how blood is flowing in the Middle Belt. It got to a time the Middle Belt had to come out and apologize to the Biafran people. And for those of you who didn't know that that apology was given, I'm going to play the video to take your mind back to that. For you to know that the process of exit from Nigeria did not start today. The process of this exit started all the way. Mazen Nandekano build a very solid foundation. And it became clear that the only solution is disintegration. To your tent, O Israel. Everybody to his own tent. If you are from Arewa, go to your Arewa. If you are from Oduduwa, go to Duala. If you are a Biafra, focus on Biafra. Every region will grow in their own space at their own speed and then have a healthy competition. So many other countries have done it and they succeeded. Pakistan did it with Bangladesh and India. They succeeded. Today they are doing very well. Malaysia and Singapore, excellently well. They are all living at peace and doing things excellently. You go to Europe, so many countries split along tribal lines, along their beliefs, and they are progressing. Why is it a crime for Nigeria to take the same step to allow people to strive and have development? Why is it a different issue in Africa? Every day, all you hear is the most populated African country, Nigeria. Is that a title? Is there anything to gain in that? The most populated African country, Nigeria. Is that a badge of honor? Of course not. The most populated African country that cannot feed itself. They cannot produce enough food for themselves, even though they have that population. They cannot provide security for themselves with that large population. There is no proper governance in that population. So why are you still holding on to the most populated African country? What do you stand to gain in that? Nothing. All you see is chaos, loss of life, attack from east, west, north, and south, terrorism. And yet people are folding their hands. That is why the Biafran people have taken the bull by the horn. And today they are walking away. Through the foundation led by Mazen Nanik. And I bet you, whichever region you come from, you must have learned from your mistake. Some of us have learned in a very hard way. The Middle Belt learned in a very hard way. And they are still learning. Today, they have apologized. And I'm going to play the video of the apology of the Middle Belt so that we can go along with that.
To appeal to the Igbo nation that the Middle Belt people are not your enemies anymore. It's our appeal. And in this regard, we also want the Indigo worldwide to also take the Middle Belters as their friends and permanent brothers and sisters forever.
It's a privilege to be amidst you today, and I count it a great one. My name is Barrister Seth Manset. I am a proud indigen of the Middle Belt. It's a region that Nigeria must adopt, understand, and operate as safe. We are happy to be here. I'm here to give a vote of thanks, and I want to be very brief. And in our vote of thanks, we must appreciate your hospitality. We've been here since Friday, and chiefs have not relent, and ensuring that we are okay, that we are good. Unfortunately, he did not give us the map of Imo State, but we also want to apologize for one thing. My leader didn't even speak. We are sorry for discovering the agenda this late. We are sorry on behalf of our leaders for understanding that we have been deceived over time. We are sorry that as youths and members of the family, we are just coming up today boldly, strongly, to tell you this is the end of it. We are sorry that the moles in the system of Middle Belt have at least done us a favor of leaving the Middle Belt. They are now in Zaria. We are sorry to say boldly that as youth, were willing this time, without dragging of feet, to do the right thing and associate. It's a lie to say it's not even a religious puzzle. When people are killed in their churches, when people are made in their various groups, and leaders. Okay, let's try to be minimal on the issue. We are just sorry that it happened right from 1960, the way it happened. But we're here to kindly apologize and kindly plead for your support this time. We are neighbors. The Niger are joining us. Whatever the map, you cannot remap it. We are brothers. And if we have over 300 ethnic nationalities, it therefore means that we have a reason for our confusion. But we refuse to be confused any longer. We refuse to be confused any longer. This time is for good. We are out for good. And we are treating at the level of a generation that is concerned about what will happen tomorrow, not the one that have a political interest. They can drag our leaders to whatever length. But today we are here before you to say one thing, that we are in for good. Liberation and freedom of Christians, liberation and freedom of our region, liberation and freedom from the North. We are the target of the North. I can say it categorically. Without any reservation. We are not going home with anything. We are here to unveil it. We have been the victims, but enough is enough. Unfortunately, we don't have a president. The only person we have is the one who is silent enough to say nothing. But we are glad that we are here today. And we are here for good. What we are fighting for is not for our immediate consumption, but for the future. We are sensitive to a generation that thinks and hope that his children will live. And like my friend will say, we are happy to consummate, release, romance, forgive our leaders. They've done what they have done, and thank God they have left the area for us. They've left the area for us to account for decisions they have made before. But we are out to be sure that this never happens again. Today we are seeing the delegation of youth is intentional. As they keep doing politics, we have clearly ethnic nationality intact. We have clearly the records of everybody, and today is not a hidden agenda, and it will never stop. We are out. They must follow suit, whether they like it or not. And I'm happy to be here, and I thank God for Chief and my leader as well. So I assure you that we are not dragging feet on this issue. We are out for good to see the liberation and the freedom of not just Biafra, but the Middle Belt as well.
You have watched this. I hope you saw this video and you understand what was all about. What you saw is the youth of the Middle Belt apologizing to Igbo nation on the role they played during the Civil War and the genocide that was committed by their fathers. They accept responsibility and they apologized. And you hear the speaker say that they have been deceived, and today they are the target of the North. The Fulani Janjaweed, their target is the Middle Belt. They have forced them into becoming North, whether they like it or not. And their elders, who are supposed to speak for them, just like we have in the Southeast, are doing nothing. The same problem we are facing in the Southeast today, where only the youths are taking charge of the restoration of Biafra on their own, where the elites and the elders are still dining and whining with the enemy. The elders and the elites are still whining and dining with the British. Even when their children have spoken in large number, more than 50 million people came out and said, enough is enough, we are going home. Still, those who call themselves politicians, elite, ignore it and pretend they are not hearing it. They pretend it's not happening. But are we going to stop because of them? We will not stop. Nothing on the planet Earth will make us stop asking for our freedom. Instead of us to stop, we are going to increase it. This is not 1967 when we fought for 3 years and we ran away. Our Prime Minister, Ngozi Ekpa Njoku, have already said it. That if it will take us 20 or more to fight, we will be there until Biafra is fully restored. And Ngozi Nandekano said, if he needs the head of every Biafran for us to have Biafra, whoever succeeds will not run Biafra, so be it. That is how serious we are. This is not 1967, and will never be. Today, all the games they are playing is that same divide and rule that the British have taught them. Nigeria doesn't have any sophisticated system of fighting against people or implementing. It's just that one system, that same one system. That is what they are doing. Today, you can see how they have penetrated into the restoration of Biafra. Under Master Simon Ekpa, with all the strength, with all the wisdom, knowledge that he has, with all the barriers he built, still they were able to penetrate. Today, you see people cropping up from all angles and they are fighting against something they claim to stand for. The Prime Minister, Master Simon Ekpa, fought a very great battle. And while he was here, we saw people who worked with him. One of the closest allies to Master Simon Ekpa that was with him all the time, that knows much than any other person, is Dr. NgoziOrabueze, the COS, who is today the Deputy Prime Minister. She works closely with him. Many informations is on her table. But he saw what the enemy did. When they penetrated, they tried to take her away. They couldn't take her away. Then they passed through their international whatever to put pressure on Finland to remove our Prime Minister from the way. And remember, our Prime Minister used to tell us that he is not the one, that they want to remove him to get us. If you remember, Master Simon Ekpa always said that he's not the target, that the target is you and I. The target is you and I. But before they can get to you or get to me, they must first of all remove him. And that is what they did. When they removed our Prime Minister from the road, it seems as if the shelf that we used to cover us was broken. And they were able to establish that distraction, that divide and rule came in. But it is good also because we are trying to build a nation that is going to be sane and pure. A nation where people will be equal and treated equal. And there's no way we can have such a nation under the system of the Zoological Republic. Today, when they try to come in to penetrate and cause that division, they created a cabal. Even in the presence of Master Simon Ekpa, cabal was created. He managed it and managed it until the time came. And the transfer of leadership was made to Dr. NgoziOrabueze, pronounced and announced as the surrogate of our Prime Minister. She took up that challenge and began to step on the toes that men are scared of stepping on. I bet you some of the decisions that Dr. NgoziOrabueze is taking today, it will take a courageous man to take such decisions. It will take a courageous man to take such decisions. But when you see her, the way she's taking action and decisions on issue without wasting time, once you mess up, you're gone, without looking at anybody's face. Wherever you are today, we must stand up and stand strong. Do not allow anybody to deceive you or distract you. Do not allow any enemy, any janjaweed from anywhere to tell you anything. The battle has been won. The battle has been won. And that is why you see the way they are putting their hand right, left, and center, even places that they are not supposed to put their hands. Everything you see today against the United States of Biafra is just a propaganda blackmail. They keep on pushing their propaganda and blackmail. And at the end of the day, every single propaganda they bring will turn back against them. Every blackmail they bring will turn against them. Go and check. For everyone they bring, at the end of the day, it turns against them. Because Chukwu Okikabiyama said that all things work for good to them that love Chukwu Okikabiyama, to them that are called according to his purpose. I have no doubt that Dr. Ngozi Orabueze is called. No doubt whatsoever that she was called. And that is why she's able to endure up to this time. Those who are not called, they fall away. Just like before. During the time of Master Nnamdi Kanu, do you know how many people that came up to support him? But because they were not called, they couldn't handle the pressure of the propaganda and blackmail, and they fell away. But when Mazi Samuel came, because he has the anointing and the call, propaganda and blackmail could not remove him. Instead, they made him more stronger and more popular. Today, again, it is happening. Under Dr. Ngozi Orabueze, they are bringing propaganda and blackmail to make her run away. But instead of that propaganda making her soft, it makes her more stronger. It makes her more popular. It makes her more acceptable to Biafrans. Every single blackmail they have dropped against her has turned out to be good, to her own good. Every single argument they brought turned out to her own good. But it is sad that everyone that is pushing all these lies against an innocent woman, they will never go scot-free. They will never, ever go scot-free. It doesn't matter how long it lasts. It doesn't matter how long it lasts. You are going to face the consequence of your action. Whatever you are doing against the Biafrans today, you are going to pay. And you're going to pay in a very, very hard way. You will pay in a very hard way. Everyone that is watching this program, wherever you are watching, I urge you in the name of Chukwu Okikabiyama, never to get distracted. The war is not yet over. In Biafran territory today, the threat is still there. We must be very careful what we do, where we go, and how we go about things. Because the tough days is coming. More tough days are coming. But it's not going to be for too long. All you have to do is to continue to pay attention and keep your ears open to the sound of the trumpet. Keep your ears open. And obey every certain instruction. If you obey every instruction, I bet you, your problem will be half solved. There are a lot of issues out there. And we know the challenges we are facing. Every one of us knows the challenges, but we cannot run away from challenges. No, we will not. Our challenges is supposed to make us stronger and better, not the other way around. My fellow Biafrans, I appreciate every one of you. Don't forget where you are coming from, and do not forget where you are going. We must not allow ourselves to fall prey for the enemies. We must not allow ourselves to fall into the hands of the wicked ones. Chukwu Okikabiyama has given us life in abundance, and we must enjoy it. Wherever you are watching this program as a Biafran, I urge you to like and share this program. It is very important. Don't keep it to yourself. Like and share. Because information is power. There are so many people that are looking for this information we are decimating here. You never can tell. You must continue to like and share so that others will also learn. We are already in the 2025 that we've been waiting for a long time. And you must not give up. Your brother is not your enemy. Even though we know there are so many of them that are making themselves enemies. But we know the true enemies we are facing. And we cannot be distracted with anybody. We know the true enemies. We can't be distracted. And that's why we have to do what we have to do. There are a lot of informations out there that you must be able to look into and realize that Nigeria is not for you. The secret plan and agenda of Nigeria didn't start today. They destroyed our personality, our image, called us name to make sure that we are not found anywhere. And they continue to push that lie till today. They use their media to push propaganda against the Igbos. If not for the grace of Chukwu Okike, I don't know what would have been our face, but Chukwu Okike was able to pin up everything, and today here are we. May Chukwu Okike continue to guide and protect every one of us. Let us listen to this video.
Email na anything that is difficult. Two, the Amainebo Kalabare, who supported Biafra as a special advisor to Njoku from 1967 to 1970, was sent on exile by the SPIF. He died in 1973.
Did you hear that? Special advisor to Njoku. He wasn't an Igbo man. He wasn't an Igbo man from Calabar. So when we are talking about Biafra and we'll let people know they should not limit it to Igbos, you will now understand. Everybody in the whole Southeastern region, we are one family. Regardless the differences we have or the misunderstanding, we are one family and we must remain as that. And we must also get our freedom as that. After we get our freedom, then every family can be on their own.
Who supported Biafra as a special advisor to Njoku from 1967 to 1970, was sent on exile by the SPIF. He died in 1973. His remains were buried at Ikoyi Cemetery. For supporting Biafra, they've not returned it today. It's important. The biggest abandoned property in River State, our property only Igbo, our property only Ijo. Nga the Port Harcourt Polytechnic now, and the chairman the Polytechnic, wo property Franco Pigo. His private secondary school called Niger Grammar School, he built it. He was the administrator for Yanagua province. After the war, they seized it from him as abandoned property. I have spoken a lot about Nhemere. The target was not Ndonashibu. It was to completely destroy the unity of the East. Ndonile na ano namba mmiri bunye anishi ha wo ndi Igbo. Asari Dokobo is my personal friend. Man, I am on a detention. Asari Dokobo wo nya aba. Aha nna ya we di abale. Aha Asari wo uzo de mma. Masha Hare wo nyo.
Sometimes when I hear that Asari Dokobo is an Igbo man, I laugh. When I hear that Asari Dokobo is an Igbo man, you don't have to doubt it. With his level of treachery, with his level of betrayal, with his level of sabotage, only an Igbo man can go to that extent. Only an Igbo man can go to that an extent to sabotage his own, just to prove a point. Just to prove a point. The kind of sabotage that is coming from that man in the creek, only an Igbo man can go to that extent to sabotage. That is when I hear that he's an Igbo man, I laugh. I say, no wonder. And there is no doubt he is.
The reason why people are suffering is because there is no truth. People believe in lies. And when you're lying, you're doing so brazenly. Radio Biafra will drive away all these demons. If you're an IPOB and you're used to lying, you're an IPOB, you don't know what you're in Atwasi, your days are numbered. I hate liars. I can't stand them.
Let us continue to listen to this.
We beneme. Bricks will call you. Alabagan Douglas will come. And David West will swallow. They are all Igbos. It was the war and the way the war ended. They were bound to deny their Igbo-ness because it was the only thing to be alive.
This reminds me about one of the Nollywood actress, Stella Damasus. Stella Damasus, also her family changed their name. The original surname of Stella Damasus is Ojukwu. Their real name is Ojukwu. And you can imagine, they changed the Ojukwu to Damasus. And today she's answering Stella Damasus instead of Stella Ojukwu. Because of the Civil War. The same thing with many of them in that riverine area, in the coastal region. These are all Igbo people, and they changed their name because of the Civil War. For you to belong, you must change your name. They didn't stop in changing their name. For you to belong, you must hate the Igbos. You must hate your brother. You must hate your sister. For you to succeed, you must hate your brothers. And many of them bought into it. And that is why you are seeing the hatred you are seeing today, inside and outside. But I bet you we have come to the crossroad. And when we exit the zoo, all this will be history.
So, we must be careful. We must do a detailed work. We can use the tragedy of the war and how it ended and what happened after to even unite as brothers with us. My great people, the father left Amobia in 1902 to live in Calabar. Margaret, that later married Dr. Ekpa. We must carry out a detailed research about the Bendigo. As from the Ikwere, like Ndanyoma, we have come out of fear. That fear has ended. The reason is that when you deprive you political power, you pay dearly for it.
Now you see the source of the problems and all that. All these videos are very important because the more you listen to them, you know the origin of a problem and what to do. Sometimes when we bring some argument and we say certain things, people will think we are making it up. These things are facts. There are facts to back them up. There are facts to back them up. The divide and rule of the zoo is so deep that if you don't pay attention, you get confused. And they are still performing it and playing it up to today as we speak. That is why you see the man with the double name today in Biafra land, in Biafran restoration, the man with the double name. And that man is not ashamed that even up to today, he is still signing documents in that fake name. And some people are still following him. You are signing documents in fake name, AKA. with your name or AKA. That is what you use to sign their documents for their own, some of their nonsense, this thing they are bringing out. And the people who are following him are not asking questions. They are not asking questions. It is sad. But whatever man sow, that is going to reap. Anything you sow is what you are going to reap. You will not escape it. Don't
to appeal to the
don't think you're going to escape it. You will never escape it. As we proceed into the new time, I hope everybody is going to be blessed.
Oh, Mama Biafra, where you dey? We dey wait for you to come our way. Simon Ekpa, you dey fight like lion, keeping Biafra safe from Zion. Oh, Mama Biafra, your children they cry. Finland free our prime minister. We no go lie. Our enemy they try to annihilate. Free am now before it's too late. Freedom no be small something. Now waiting we dey demand without fronting. Biafra land we want am strong. We Simon Ekpa we go march along. From the east to the west we dey shout. Mama Biafra, yeah, I'll call no doubt. Enemies close, but we stand up tall. Together we rise, we no go follow. Oh, Mama Biafra, your children they cry. Finland free our prime minister. We no go lie. Our enemy they try to annihilate. Free am now before it's too late. In unity we go dey strive. Fight for freedom, we go alive. With courage and strength we dey fight. Mama Biafra, our guiding light. Oh, Mama Biafra, your children they cry. Finland free our prime minister. We no go lie. Our enemy they try to annihilate. Free am now before it's too late. Freedom no be small something. Now waiting we dey demand without fronting. Biafra land we want them strong. With Simon Ekpa we go march along. From the east to the west we dey shout. Mama Biafra, yeah, oh, I call no doubt. Enemies close but we stand tall. Together we rise, we no go fall.
Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Thank you so much for listening to that short break. My fellow Biafrans, we are now in a very brand new year. The brand new year that we are in, you must not get carried away. There are still challenges out there. There are still responsibilities out there. Remember, the United States of Biafra has been declared as a newborn nation, and every one of us must continue to support the United States of Biafra. This week, we are going to have our fundraising. Wherever you are, please tighten up your belt. Support the government of Biafra the best way you can. Very important. You must support the government of Biafra. It is your government. It is not the government of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, government of Mazi Sabanaka, government of Dr. Ngozi Orabueze. It is your own government, and you must make it what you want it to be. Every one of us must put our hands together to promote the United States of Biafra. In terms of the recognition where we are today to recognize Biafra, our attitude is also going to contribute to recognizing of Biafra. How we behave where we find ourselves, how we associate ourselves with people, how we handle issues. It is going to help to take our case to the world. There is nothing anybody can do to stop what Chukwu Okabema have written. All we need to do today is to play our own role on our own path. Whatever little thing you know you can do for the restoration of independent state of Biafra, please do not hesitate to do so. Don't hesitate. We know it's not easy. There are challenges here and there. There are obstacles here and there. But in the midst of all those challenges, I bet you, if you are committed and sincere to yourself, Chukwu Okabema will make provisions. And in that his provision, we shall overcome. We will definitely overcome. No matter the challenges, no matter the obstacle, no matter the strategies of the enemy, we are going to overcome. That's why I urge every one of you to please stand in and do what you can do. Do not allow anyone to deceive you. A lot of battle is ahead. Both the seen and unseen battle. They have been there. And new ones are going to come. New challenges are going to come in this year. It is not Uhuru yet. So don't think it's over. You go and marry and enjoy and forget yourself. No, it doesn't work that way. We are still in the state of war. There's no doubt. Biafra land is still on a state of war. And if you don't know that, it means you are deceiving yourself. Every one of us must be very careful and continue to pay attention to every event that comes up. Don't say you are not warned. Don't say you are deceived. It is important that we pay attention to every single information that comes. Remember, I've always told you, for those of us who are seeking for information, you are looking for a place to get information. If you go to X, look for the United States of Biafra platform. United States of Biafra platform. Follow it up. Any update you see there is authentic. Follow Dr. Ngozi Orabueze, COS of Brigi platform. Whenever it comes in at the back. Every one of us must be strong. We must not allow ourselves to be taken down, you know. Those of us who are coming on media on a daily basis, it's not easy. The challenges are much. It is not easy to hold a broadcast and continue to speak for hours and for long. It's not easy. But we have to do it because it is something that has to be done. Somebody will do it. So I urge you also in your own way, pick up a responsibility, what you're going to do for Biafra. Try to take up something and begin to do it. Take something and begin to do. Don't just remain there, gossip, blackmail, and propaganda. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said, gossip. Igbo men can gossip. That they only know how to gossip. And it is true. When you look at men today, you begin to wonder, are these men or are they women? People who focus their energy on gossip. Today, men gossip even more than women. Everyone that is on this program, I thank every one of you. But you must not get distracted. No matter what the enemy does, no matter what they decide, our freedom is sure. We cannot sell our freedom for porridge. We cannot give up our freedom for anything on the planet Earth. No amount of gifts will make us stop asking for our freedom. I want every one of us to understand that. We have come a long way. And because we have come a long way, there is no going back. If anybody in his right senses thinks that we go back, that person is a joker. Just tell them they don't know what is coming. I want you to watch this.
1976, the United States separated from the United Kingdom by declaration. Today, they are the world power. In 1830, Belgium separated from Netherlands.
This is to make it clear for you that what we are doing as Biafrans is not just peculiar with us. People have done it in the past and they succeeded. It's not as if we are just experimenting. Many people have done it in the past and they succeeded. People who didn't even follow a very constructive step the way we did, they succeeded. In our own time, we are taking extra time, extra mile, and I see no reason we will not succeed. I want you to continue to listen to this and hear the road that others passed.
All of us. In 1776, the United States separated from the United Kingdom by declaration. Today, they are the world power. In 1830, Belgium separated from Netherlands. Today, they are one of the most powerful countries in Europe, both of the countries. In 1965, Singapore separated from Malaysia. Today, they have transformed into global financial hub as a result of the separation. Why is it that when we call for separation, Nigeria and their criminals will be calling us terrorists? Don't fall for it. The past separation has led to the upsurge of economic development in the case of India and Pakistan, Norway, Denmark, Switzerland. Each of these separation has led to the upsurge of economic and development. In 2002, East Timor separated from Indonesia. In 1921, Ireland separated from the United Kingdom. Today, they are one of the powerful countries we have. In 1944, Iceland separated from Denmark, demonstrating that nations can part away without violence. Why do you kill Biafrans? Whenever we say we are fed up of Nigeria. In Nigeria, where you have dangerous diversity, in Nigeria, where you have the northern part of Nigeria practicing Islamic State, practicing Islamic Sharia law, and they have different culture, different laws, different rules, different everything. And with that kind of mentality and setup, we can never develop as a nation. That is the reason we call for the separate state, and of course for independent state for Biafra. Apart from the killings, genocide against our people, and jihad. In 1905, Norway and Sweden separated and goes their separate ways. Today, they are one of the most powerful countries in Europe because of the separation. In 1947, India and Pakistan separated. The list can go on and on and on.
You have heard it. You have heard it from our Prime Minister, Mazi Salman Ekpa. People that have separated and they made it extraordinarily well. Why is it that when we call for separation, they tag us criminal? Why is it that when we talk of separation, they come after us? Why is it that when we talk of separation, they want us dead? They call for our head. Why? Don't we have the right to make our demands? Don't we have the right to make the calls? Of course we do. But because there are some interests that want us to remain slave, why they continue to extort resources from us. That is why all those things are happening. But we cannot continue to allow it. We can't continue to pretend that we don't know what is going on. The time has come for us to rise up wherever we find ourselves and fight like never before. We must win this battle. No matter what the enemies are saying, no matter what they are doing, we must win this battle, and the time is now.
RC committee that has been officially dissolved by the Biafra Republic government in
It is important that we give you all this update, because some of these issues, no matter how we try to run away from them, we must speak about them. Those who want us dead, those who the enemies are using, every Biafra must stay awake. Today, more revelations are coming on the truth. And I have always said it. It is difficult for you to know the truth. It will be very difficult for you to know the truth when you don't have a clear heart. When your heart is filled with envy, jealousy, and greed, you cannot be able to see the truth. But when you open your heart for truth, be sincere in what you say, you will see much more clearer than ever, and your truth will save you. My fellow Biafrans, as we bring this program to an end now, I want you to go back home. It is New Year. I'm not going to hold you down. So many of us have things to do on the New Year. We spent almost 2 hours on this program. I'm going to let you go. But wherever you are going, know that we have a responsibility. Continue to support the restoration, full restoration of Biafra on the ground. That is where we are, and it requires self-defense. Those people that are there for you and I, they need support. And that support has to come from you. It must come from me. My fellow Biafrans, do not look back. Do not run away. Do not give up. We are already home. We are already home. It's just a question of some time. We are already home. And we must continue to double our effort in everything we are doing. Continue to support the United States of Biafra under the order of the Deputy Prime Minister, Dr. Ngozi COS. It is the right thing to do. And I bet you will never regret it. Very soon, the Prime Minister is going to join us. And when the Prime Minister appears, then some of you will learn your lesson, and you learn it a hard way. I appreciate everyone that have been with me on this program from beginning to the end. I thank you for being part of this program. I appreciate you. And I will see you again next time. May Chukwu come and guide and protect you. Chukwu come guide and protect our Deputy Prime Minister, Dr. NgoziOrabueze. Chukwu come guide and protect our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa. Chukwu come guide and protect Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. No weapon formed or fashioned against us shall prosper. Any tongue that will rise against us shall be condemned. Thank you for listening. Thank you for being part of this program. I will see you again tomorrow by the grace of Chukwu.
Email, 2 email addresses attached to that place. That is the only place you can send your email if you are interested in joining the Biafra Security, Military, Defense Force, and all that. Only through the email. There is no form for now that is out there by the United States of Biafra for recruitment into security, defense, liberation army. No form at all. Anywhere you see any form, anywhere in homeland, just know it's from the criminals. Do not fill the form. We see the criminals parading and telling people to voluntarily join. That is criminal. It is not from the United States of Biafra government. All the foot soldiers that are working for the United States of Biafra, they have been sending their application using the approved email in that memo that was sent out for the recruitment of Biafra military and security. And if you go to that memo, there are only 2 emails. Send your request to that email. There is a team that is processing that. There are people that are going to do the interview. They will call you, follow up with you before they can even do anything. Please, for now, any form you see parading in Homeland for people to join Biafra military, just know that it's from the criminal elements. Do not join them. Thank you so much. Talk about a CRC committee that has been officially dissolved by the Biafra Republic government in exile in a constituted meeting with a vote of 20-9. That committee was dissolved. Then these lobbyists went ahead to post on Twitter that the CRC appointed somebody else. I mean, the analysis by our legal department on the action of these lobbyists is really very, very grave. I don't know if that lobbyists have realized the degree of the harm he did, not just to his profession, but also he tried to do to the government. But thank God, the government has all the documents to prove our case and to prove what we are doing. We have all the documents, and this lobbyist is aware of that. This lobbyist is aware that the United States of Biafra used to be Biafra Republic government in exile, and our prime minister hired him to work for the government. He is fully aware of that. He is fully aware that the Constitution of the United States of Biafra, my signature is there. And this individual he's promoting online, he has no signature in the Constitution of the United States of Biafra. This lobbyist knows that the declaration of the independent state of Biafra, which happened in Finland, has the signature and the name of only 2 individuals, myself and the Prime Minister, His Excellency Simon Ekpa. This lobbyist has those documents, but he went on Twitter to misinform people that there was a CRC, that a dissolved CRC that met to appoint somebody. This is very, very dangerous. This lobbyist knows the Biafra currency, my signature is there. And this individual deceiving Biafrans, his signature is nowhere in all these documents I am listing. So assuming you as a lobbyist, you want to present Biafra legally to a foreign nation, to a foreign country, which documents are you going to use? Who are you going to call? Whose signatures are there? If you think you don't know, let's presume you are a 17-year-old child, you don't know. But you went on Twitter to post the rubbish you posted. The Biafra Helsinki Charter last year, my signature is there. This misinformation you pass on in Twitter, you know that individual, his signature is nowhere. Our Ambazonia Biafra, a memorandum of understanding we signed last year, my signature is there. Other members here, few people here, their signature is also in that document. The individual, this lobbyist, you think you are promoting, you've already gone down with him. He has dragged you down. And so shall it be. Anybody that truly is a Biafran, that follows this individual, you will go down with him. That is a promise I'm giving you. Thank you so much. Ugo, go ahead.
Oh, Mama Biafra, where you dey? We dey wait for you to come our way. Simon Ekpa, you dey fight like lion, keeping Biafra safe from Zion. Oh, Mama Biafra, your children they cry. Finland free our prime minister. We no go lie. Our enemy they try to annihilate. Free am now before it's too late. Freedom no be small something. Now it's and Ekpa, we go march along. From the east to the west, we dey shout, Mama Biafra, yeah, I'll call no doubt. Enemies close, but we stand up tall. Together we rise, we no go follow. Oh, Mama Biafra, your children they cry. Finland free, our prime minister. We no go lie. Our enemy they try to annihilate. Free them now before it's too late. In unity we go dey strive. Fight for freedom, we go alive. With courage and strength we dey fight. Mama Biafra, our guiding light. Your children they cry. Finland free, our prime minister. We no go lie. Our enemy they try to annihilate. Free them now before it's too late. Freedom no be small something. Now waiting we they demand without fronting. Biafra land, we want them strong. Simon Ekpa, we go march along. From the east to the west, we dey shout, Mama Biafra, yeah, I call no doubt. Enemies close, but we stand tall. Together we rise, we no go fall.